Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. The 6 mega banks that conquered this country financially in 1913 have since taken over every facet of our society and have dumbed large portions of the population down into basically kept animals of the globalist, who they then use as brain-damaged, zombie-like armies who will burn down any cities at any time if the globalists don't deliver them their chicken feed. They've done it to the American people across the board. White, black, old, young. They have turned us into decadent slobs. Myself included. Just some of us more dumbed down than others. And we've got to recognize what's happening. I'm going to your phone calls, and then coming up, I'm going to play from ABC News and other newscasts door-to-door gun confiscation in New Orleans. For those of you that just joined us, they've announced coalition of state reps, mayors, and others want troops on the streets to, quote, get the guns off the streets, as if the military can do a better job than the police. This is about setting the precedent to use the military against the people. You notice suddenly they're using the Predator drones against farmers. You notice suddenly there's Marine Corps checkpoints on highways. TSA setting up more checkpoints on the highways, because they've passed letting the military be on the streets and secretly arresting citizens. And I found new C-SPAN clips. We just got to excise it out of the full 2-hour-long program. But it's on the C-SPAN website. We have links to it at Infowars.com in an article where they have people on C-SPAN admitting, and the White House admitting, that yes, we can kill American citizens in America, and we will. It's not just secretly arrest you. It's kill you. Kill you. The globalists that hijacked our nation have taken over most of the world with our military and our money. Our defense budget's bigger than all other militaries combined. It's like 54% of the entire world's defense budget, the U.S. Our wealth that came from liberty was used to forge this great evil. They've always got good propaganda for you. That's what militaries have. Propaganda for the officers, propaganda for the troops, the citizens. All these movies where troops are in the USA, but always fighting aliens. But then on TV shows, it's fighting the malicious. That's all to condition you to see troops in every city, every movie. It's all acclamation. Just like the government paid with the show SWAT Team back in the 60s and 70s, admittedly to condition people to see guys in black uniforms with military weapons. Now all the police are to be militarized. It's all conditioning. And a lot of slaves love their conditioning. Well, I don't. I don't want to be a slave. And again, why are they getting ready to trigger it now? Because they have a plan to implode the economy down to nothing. One country said no, Iceland, they've rebounded. They went in and pointed out most of the money was owed by the banks, not the citizens. So why are you, the debtor who engaged in the fraud, running our government and telling us that we're your slaves? We're going to arrest you. And the bankers literally flew out on their private jets. The government officials ran. Everywhere else, though, they come in and take over. Let's go to your phone calls. John in South Carolina, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir. What's your view on what we're talking about here?
Well, about the NDAA, I was at school, and I'm in high school, and a student that was in a class with me asked the teacher who would he vote for out of the candidates. Of course, he says Gingrich, and I was like, oh, God, here we go. And that was when I told them what the NDAA was and how he supported it and all the bailouts and all of it. And the teacher's like, well, maybe I'd be worried about it if I was doing something wrong, but I'm not. I mean, it's just complete disgust.
No, that's it. They just want to go home and watch Dancing with Stars, take some Prozac, drink some liquor, maybe get an abortion or something, and, watch TV and cheer when smart bombs blow up whole families. And they think, well, I grovel to the system, I'm going to be fine. And people have thought that throughout history. But remember, cattle like that never are even in the equation, okay? Except for one thing. They will vote to steal their brother's money. That's why democracy is so dangerous. We're not a pure democracy. We're a representative republic. Because in a democracy, 2 wolves and a sheep vote for what's for dinner. Well, the 2 wolves are going to outvote the sheep. The sheep's going to say, I don't want to be eaten. They're going to go, democracy, woof, woof, and bark, bark. We say we're going to eat you, and that happens. In a republic, it says you can't break this rule of law, okay, within this parameter. And so what did you say to her when she said, well, it would be a problem to have Americans secretly arrested and disappear into a black hole if you have something to hide. And that's the type who will start saying, I heard my neighbor talk bad. I mean, literally, in a lot of tyrannies, they run up and grovel. Sir, I heard them talking bad about you. And then they watch their neighbor arrested and come out and say, can I have some of their stuff? And they actually feel morally good about it as you're drug away. But then later, they're drug away. Just because the system wanted what they had. And they're like, but I licked your boots. I groveled to you. And they're like, shut up. And just billy club them in the head. Isn't that nice? So that little coward will get what they want as they conjure hell itself. Sorry, John, anything else?
Well, that's about it. But I didn't really try to explain it to him because I knew I wouldn't get anywhere. He'll just accept it no matter what.
No, you should. You should print off my articles about it. You should direct them to Ron Paul talking about it, and you should say, so no one had to worry in Nazi Germany when they got rid of checks and balances, or in Russia, or in Cambodia. You need to write a paper on the subject, and you need to hand it out to everyone in the class, and you need to talk to everyone, and that's your right. Then she'll probably try to shut you down, or he. Is it a he or a she?
I mean, he probably will, and he's former military, so I thought
of course, he'll do whatever. He would probably line up, I'm telling you. These type of people will do anything. People ask how German soldiers did what they did because they get off on it. They think they're part of the winning team, and they'll do whatever they're told. So he's like, I like the NDAA. Appreciate your call, John. John, get in there, warn them, warn the people. It's your responsibility. And then when they try to kick you out of class, call the local newspapers. Make an issue out of it. In fact, I meant to get to this 2 days ago. There's so much we don't even get to because there's so much happening. Of the Catholic priest gets up, they're banning speech that criticizes the government in any way at the city council. It was in the San Jose Mercury News, the video of it. And he gets up and politely speaks and says, you're arresting people or kicking them out of here that say that your arresting of homeless people is what happened in Nazi Germany. That's how it started. They started picking up the homeless people first, which they did. And so people have a right, whether you agree with it or not, even if it was true or not, to talk about history. And the mayor goes, shut him down, shut him down. You're not to talk about Nazi Germany. The old thing, it's so liberal. That's racist now. Let's not be like the Nazis. The word Nazi is now racist. And the guy's like, no, it's my right. I have free speech, my redress of grievances. And the cops come over and get behind him and start trying to intimidate him, going, we're going to arrest you. We're going to arrest you. And the mayor is all up there delusional. Folks, I'm seeing this everywhere because the feds and others are there telling him this. Man, we're in so much trouble, folks. And it turns out at that city council meeting, they did arrest other people. So you don't criticize them in any way or you're going to jail. And the cops follow the order and look like they were getting off on it. I mean, we're in trouble. Don't you get it? Corrupt people get in power. They hire people in uniforms to do whatever they say, and they take over. I mean, we've always known that communist countries and North Korea and corrupt countries like Mexico have troops on the streets. But Mexico doesn't put it on paper that they can kill you. They at least have a kangaroo court about it if the military shoots a protester. Now they're just saying, we'll kill you. We'll secretly arrest you. We'll torture you. Lieberman says, I want Americans to be scared of us torturing them. And they start laughing like demonic Skeksis or something from the Dark Crystal. I mean, it's super creepy. These are super wicked people flaunting it who run the banking cartel that's robbed us. Tyranny Buster in Illinois, you're on the air.
Greetings from the slave grid, Alex. How are you?
I'm not good. It's all unfolding like we knew it would historically, and it's quite frankly disgusting. It's very sad.
Absolutely disgusting. I mean, I live up here in Chicago. We've spoken several times over the past 6-7 years here. And I just, I've already contacted I'm from a rural Missouri town in Oak Ridge, Missouri. It's important that we name that town. But I've already informed my family that the minute I see a troop on the street, my family's out of here. We're gone. And arrangements have been made. But to the people in Chicago, I mean, look, and to the rest of the country listening right now, y'all need to start putting your guns behind your doors. You need to stop opening these doors with these soldiers out front without that gun in your hand. This letting these people in. You're not in the military, America. You are not a member of the military. You are a private citizen. Martial law be damned. I will not recognize a blue helmet from the UN. I will not recognize the rank of any soldier. They'll probably make me the example. I'll probably be the guy shot in the back of his head in front of everybody. But I don't care. Rather to die like that, standing up to these people, than to be these sickening little sycophants that I have to hear and see on TV all day long. These baby killers aren't my heroes. They're not. This ain't a draft. These people aren't in war for under threat of jail, under threat of loss of their freedom. This is a volunteer army who keeps going back. I don't want to hear about redeployment. I don't want to hear it. They keep
I tell you what, Tyranny Buster, I'm going to stop you right there and come back to you. Governor Jesse Ventura, I didn't know was in the news, and I'm just now getting the development. Jaron is printing it off. We have him now? Okay, Governor Ventura, you're on the air with some breaking news. Good to have you here, sir.
Hi, Alex. It's not a big thing, but I want to get it to you to get to all your listeners that apparently the attacks on me are starting. The TMZ just reported that apparently they reported I was pulled over in the San Fernando Valley for tailgating someone while trying to get to the airport.
So now they're trying to imply you're some type of wicked devil.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, Alex, you and everybody knows I haven't flown commercially for over 15 months. I haven't been to California since my birthday in July, and this was reported that it happened Monday. And it's gone out over the news. It was a lead story here in Minneapolis. I had to call Channel 4 and correct them, and I haven't left Minnesota for over a month.
Well, I appreciate you correcting that here to show my ignorance. I know this just broke last night, and it was actually in my stack. I've now been told I didn't get to some of the other news. I didn't know this went on, but we have the headline. Put it back up there for me. And, of course, TMZ is hooked in with Fox. Jesse the Body Ventura rears up in the valley. Cops rush in, and they're acting like you're some type of, big troublemaker who's a horrible person. And meanwhile, you haven't flown in over a year. You will not fly. And they're now just making this up. And I'm not even seeing retractions here.
Yeah, well, we're trying to, my attorney's on it. He's getting a hold of the TMZ right now, and we're going to threaten a lawsuit on this because, I mean, it's things like this. If I were to enter the political arena again, Alex, this is the type of crap they're going to pull up and try to destroy me with it, obviously.
Well, I didn't even know that you were still in the U.S. We hadn't talked in a few weeks, and
Well, I delayed because I thought, well, my wife's in the holidays and family, so I thought instead of driving down there and putting her on a plane and having her come right back here within a week, we just decided to delay till after Christmas.
Well, that's good. I'd like to get you on for a full interview with the stuff that's happening. Have you heard about the NDAA to allow the secret arrest and even execution of citizens now, Obama is saying? And now they've announced they want to put troops on the streets in high crime areas. This is mainstream news, CNN, in Chicago and New Orleans.
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me, Alex, because the people around here are sitting and taking it all, and they're allowing their rights to be stolen. Anyway, I got to run because I'm on limited time, but I just wanted you to get it to you, put the word out that this is a fabricated story. Alex, you know I haven't been on a plane in 15 months.
Well, I talked to Tyrell just like a week ago, and he talked about you about to go to Mexico or might stay, but you were in Minnesota. I mean, this is crazy. You're calling us. We saw the caller ID. You're calling us because you called our studio line, hotline. You're calling us from Minnesota, but it says Jesse the Body Ventura rears up. Cops rush in. Law enforcement sources tell us Jesse was pulled over for tailgating deep in San Fernando Valley on his way to the airport. When cops asked why he was driving so close to their vehicle, Jesse replied, "Damn, the driver was going way too slow." It doesn't sound like a legal argument worthy of Johnny Cochran, but it worked. Cops let the former Minnesota governor skate with a warning. I agree with you. This is Fox that doesn't like you, who's associated